Diagwit. We're joined in the studio today by a very special guest, Nick Niisan. Nick is one half of the comedy duo Time Bomb, and Time Bomb perform what's called a manzai. It's a very unique type of Japanese comedy. So Nick originally hails from Oakland, California, and he moved to Japan to do Japanese comedy. He's also very active on YouTube, where he talks about culture, comedy, and everyday life. So super excited to have him here today and dive into his journey. So Nick, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So just first off, like, how does a guy from California come to Japan and perform comedy in Japanese? I mean,
Yeah.
like, what were the sort of twists and turns that led you to like a full-fledged career
Sure.
in Japanese comedy?
So I went to Japanese school. They're pretty basic here, like, Japanese 2-year schools. I went there for about a year, and there was an open house for like senmongakko. What is the word in English?
Vocational.
Yeah, vocational schools. We don't really have them in the States that much. But it was like an entertainment industry school.
Yeah.
And I got in, I passed the Japanese test. I get in. I couldn't speak Japanese, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you can pass the test.
Yeah, but you can't speak Japanese.
I can.
So if you want to be a comedian in Japan, you basically have to go to comedy schools.
Yeah.
And I think they've gotten very nice and like compliance is a big thing now.
Yeah.
But they were like super like I actually can't say the name, but the most famous one in Japan is like notorious for being insane.
Okay.
Like, I mean, a lot, not abuse, but a lot of hazing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And mine was very much like that. Like, it started with a lot of students, and by the end there was like 6 left.
Right.
But I didn't even want to be a comedian. I just thought I could get famous. I was like very like delusional.
Right.
So that's what got me through everything, was being like super delusional. But I decided to be a comedian halfway through. Okay. And that's when it really started. I couldn't understand the Japanese. I didn't understand the jokes. It took about a month to remember 3 minutes of a joke.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I did it. Yeah.
Okay, so like you mentioned like the language issue. Like, so I mean, what were some of the most difficult language hurdles? Like, and were there any like on stage mishaps or like language miscommunications that you can remember?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, I really did not understand enough. I think comedy is probably like the highest level of understanding.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know how we did this, but we got to the finals of this really big joke competition. I think it was in maybe 2000. It was either 2010, 11, or 12. I don't remember. I think we were still students. And, like a couple thousand people applied, and we got to the top 4. So we got on the TV show. And then we started getting tons of jobs, and we joined a company. So it was really all of a sudden.
Right.
And it just happened that we did really good on that one joke, but everything else sucked. So imagine like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine like, you like have like one stroke of luck, but you don't have any of the talent to back up like the rest of...
But that seems like super common in like Japanese comedy and manzai. It's like you make a break like on one big joke, and then after that it's like, if it works out for you, it's like you don't even ever have to do manzai again.
Yeah, but for me, I mean, I couldn't talk on TV. I didn't understand like Japanese social dynamics enough to be able to like interact with people on TV. So it was pretty horrible, and I almost wish that I didn't have that experience and I could have started like, a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Because I kind of went like this. I went on like a lot of famous Japanese TV shows for a year, and then it just went like this for like 6 years.
Okay.
So I wasn't like active basically at all.
Yeah.
I couldn't get back on TV. And then all of a sudden, I think it was during the pandemic, I was just like, I'll just start doing some stuff myself. And then all of a sudden it just started picking back up, and then YouTube got really big, and then blah, blah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like you touched on like social dynamics, like, and not being able to kind of get a grasp on that, like all that quickly. But like, what are some of the Japanese cultural quirks that like still stick with you now that you find amusing? Like, and have you been able to incorporate any of them? Like,
yeah. One thing is telling the truth. I think as a foreigner, like we're used to being more say what you mean what you say.
Yeah.
So if I notice something and I say it,
Mm.
I know the other Japanese comedians or the other people won't say it.
Right.
Like one time I was on a show with this idol, who's this really famous idol.
Yeah.
And and she had some show that sounded super boring. And, you know, all the Japanese people were like, oh, this. And I was like, I'm not going to go see that. And then everybody like laughed, you know, because like I said what probably they wanted to say and say. So it's basically like, I really think telling the truth is probably the funniest thing.
Mm.
Like noticing something and then telling the truth about it. Like that's what a tsukumi is basically in Japan. Like you notice something weird and then you try to correct it basically. And then a really interesting thing about Japanese comedy, and this is where I got really lucky, is I've been working, because in Japanese comedy you can perform by yourself, but you usually perform with another person.
Right.
And I've been performing with the same guy since he was a teenager. You know, I'm almost 40 now, and he's what, 35 or something like that.
He's younger than you.
Yeah, he looks much older than me.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, no offense.
Yeah. No, dude. He smokes a lot of cigarettes and doesn't sleep, and he eats really bad. So that's what he got. But we used to get in like, when you're in a comedy group, this is like a pretty standard thing. You get in like fist fights, like you're with each other all the time, so you hate each other. You know, like it's you can talk about so many different famous Japanese comedian groups that like got in fights all the time. But we've been working together for so long, and all these Japanese guys work with these guys for so long that you kind of norikoeru, what is the word, like get over get over that hurdle, and you're so sensitive to what each other, like if I say this, I know he's gonna say this.
You're just like totally in sync.
Yeah. So the buddy, like, you know, there's Dumb and Dumber, Beavis and Butthead, you know, Super Bad, you know, all these it's that in a talk, like in a not reality show, but in a reality setting. So Japanese people, it feels good when you see two guys who are really close to each other making jokes together. It's a different thing than being a stand-up comedian on a stage talking by yourself. It's this dynamic between the other person.
Right.
And it took me a really long time to kind of figure out, like, that's why I'm so good, is because Takakua, the guy who I work with. Yeah. Man, I don't know what I do if like when I get called on to jobs by myself, I get super nervous because I'm so used to interacting. Yeah.
So, like, are there any other, like, major differences between American comedy and Japanese comedy that you've come across? Like, and like, have you told, you know, a joke in one language and it, you know, went over really well and then, like, just bombed?
Yeah. Like, I don't think I'm an intrinsically funny person. Like, I think it took me a really long time to figure it out. Like, I wasn't a natural born talent. As I said, I was super delusional that I get famous. But Japanese comedy is very absurd. Like, it's not really political. You're not, like, this is not just with Japanese comedy, this is with everything. There's like a box, and you want to see how far close to the edge of the box you can get out of without getting out of the box.
Right.
It's like that with like flower arrangement. Like, you can't just like do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it? Like,
no, but like I have seen it.
Yeah. I mean, if you just do whatever you want, they'll be like, no, you have to do this. Yeah. And that's like what rakugo is too. It's like other stories that people have said, but you put your own twist on them.
Right.
So it's a totally different type of creativity, but it is really still creative because, I mean, it's like a sports, it's like boxing. Like, you couldn't kick somebody in boxing.
Yeah, unless it's kick.
Yeah, unless it's kickboxing, but you can be a Floyd Mayweather, or like the style that you have is like really unique, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not really, not political stuff, not too offensive. Japanese people are very sensitive.
Yeah.
I think what I do is probably like the most extreme, almost the most
You're
extreme.
really pushing the boat.
I think I'm pretty extreme. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a good episode actually about like, or I think it was maybe a video you were a guest on where you're talking about the lack of politics. Sexual, religious jokes.
Yeah.
Comedy, like.
Yeah, which is, you know, like, it's crazy because I've kind of cultivated an audience that accepts me saying stuff like that. I never thought I'd be able to do something like that, like, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I have, like, a bunch of, like, 40, 50, 60-year-old guys watching me on YouTube, so it's, like, really easy to, like, please them, basically, you know? Yeah.
But, so you mentioned something interesting, like hazing. Stuff like that. So I'm curious, like, what's... like, what is it like working in the Japanese entertainment industry as a foreigner? And I mean, were there any like seniors or senpai you had like who really kind of, you know, showed you the way, like helped you out?
Yes. So I got really lucky. I think as a foreigner, just the fact that you're not Japanese, they're going to treat you different.
Right.
And usually a good way. You know, like for instance, the comedy industry is like the closest industry to the mafia, like the way like it's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah. So, or maybe sumo might be one
Right.
after that. I don't know. But, like if the senpai wants to go out, you have to stay out with them until they leave. So like I'd be with a senpai drinking till 6 a.m. He has a job from 9 and then he does the same thing like 5 days. I don't know how they do this type of stuff, but I don't have to do that now because I've been doing it for so long. But, I got all these amazing senpai who like really looked after me.
Yeah.
I think partially because I sucked. Like I have a friend who's a comedian now and he's like really talented, but I don't think senpai like guys that are like super talented. I think they prefer the guys that
they have
like,
it in for guys like that.
Yeah. So I wasn't a threat to them at all.
Okay.
But I was with them like every day. Like,
right.
It's like sushi. You know, when you want to become an apprentice, you just watch them for like 5 years. You don't do it. That's what it was like. Yeah.
Wow. So, as a foreigner in the comedy industry, like, do you sort of like lean into the foreigner stereotypes, or do you sort of push back against them a bit more? And like, was there ever a time where you had to try to adjust preconceived notions about foreigners, like through your comedy?
Yeah. If you're a foreigner, you're gonna have to deal with like being the part that they want you to play.
Right.
It's yeah. So if you're an American, it's going to be something American. If you're Turkish, it's going to be something Turkish. If you're Indian, like you're going to have to start like that. So you're going to have to suck it up. And I understood that.
Yeah.
Like I was never like, okay, I mean, what if I was an American? I'm obviously not Japanese. My Japanese isn't completely perfect. If I wasn't doing a joke on being American, why would they need to see me in the first place?
Right.
Just watch a Japanese person do better Japanese on that subject better.
Yeah.
But once you've kind of given them your business card of you as the American and you put the years in, then you can start doing stuff uniquely to you.
Right.
So now I am an American, and the way people see me as an American, but they see me as Nick Niisan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you kind of got to put in the work. And some people can't take it. Like they're like, I don't want to be the,
token.
Yeah, the token. It's really funny. I won't say the name of the show, but I have a friend who's Indian American, and he got on a TV show, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna make you an Indian curry chef or something like that." And he was like,
really?
"No, yeah." He's like, "No, I don't want to do that," or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Okay, we got it. We'll come back in a week. We'll like have a meeting." They came back in a week, and they're like, "We have a great idea. You're a curry chef, but a Japanese curry chef." And that's like, I should just not be a curry chef. But I mean, you kind of got to just put in like, what I mean?
There's a period you just
Yeah. I mean, you can fight back too, but it's like,
it's not going to be to your benefit.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it will work. Maybe if you're like this crazy genius, like who's so good that you can like, but I wasn't like that. So yeah.
Do you have any, like, just when you mentioned, like the sort of, you're talking about the kind of the backside of like the industry, like, do you have any like crazy stories about stuff that happened to you like backstage, like at comedy shows or like on the road in Japan?
Like, so I would say the industry is not black like it used to be. Like, I think like when I started, it was like kind of the beginning of the end of like what you could get away with.
Okay.
But you would see something like I remember seeing a like director like kicking an assistant director,
right?
Like stuff like that. With me personally, no, nothing really. No, but it's stuff like that. Like it's like really like strict. Hierarchies. There's like stories of, I mean, people go really far. Like when it's a bunch of comedians in a room and they're like trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And there's people and there's like a hierarchy. Like you can imagine the mean things that you would do to the people
Right.
below. Like somebody's like singing at karaoke and the senpai will come by and like light their hair on fire or something like crazy stuff like that, which I don't think happens now. I think it's too like since Twitter or X or whatever, like.
Yeah, it just gets out.
Yeah, it just gets
easily.
out. Yeah.
So, like, one thing I've noticed about your videos more recently, you've started doing videos and interviews and having guests on, like, where you talk a little bit more about politics, like, and social issues. Like, there's a really cool sort of unique mix of, you know, comedy. With those elements too. So, like, I'm kind of wondering, like, what prompted you to do that? How did that come?
Well, I think Japan's getting really political, especially because of like social media.
Yeah.
So I want to have like sometimes I'll have like really extreme people on, but I like from both sides. I'm actually yeah. But it's just interesting. I mean, like I think that because of the internet, like even though Japanese comedy and like American comedy or Western comedy are different, there's just so much influence from all around the world now that like Japanese people want to see things that they didn't want to see before.
Right.
And I think like TV's power has just totally, I mean, it's really boring. Sure, it sucks. Like when I was a kid, or when I was in college, I should say, or like high school, and you'd see Japanese TV, you'd be like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? But
yeah, I had that too. Like before I came to Japan, like this image of Japanese TV as being totally crazy. And when I came over here, it was like the most sterile.
Yeah, it's so sterile. So now, I mean, with YouTube, like you can do basically the stuff that, you know, TV doesn't allow you to do anymore. But I mean, there's so many interesting people in Japan. Like I really like the interviews.
Yeah.
Stuff. And it's really easy for me because I don't have to perform. I'm basically like.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like they can kind of do.
Yeah. Exactly. But I think, and I don't think this is necessarily a good thing. I mean, there's good things about it. I think Japan is getting very political, especially this year. I'm sure you've seen all the stuff, but there's just so many interesting people.
Yeah, no, but I think your approach like is fairly well balanced as well. Like, you know, I mean, you're not afraid to call out, you know, things that other people, you know, might be a little bit more hesitant to do, you know, because of the kickback it might have like on their career, you know, but I think like politically, like, I mean, you deal with both sides.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, obviously, I mean, I have my preferences and stuff like that, and that people know that, but a lot of the time on videos, and this can't be helped, and I've like accepted it, like they're gonna cut out the part that they think is like the craziest. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I don't know. I can't stop that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But so what kind of, is there a message you want or you would like foreigners to take from your comedy? Like, is there something you kind of want to communicate about, you know, pursuing a dream like in a different country?
Sure. I mean, I don't like, this isn't about like my comedy. Like honestly, I don't even do that much live comedy now. I like to go to bed really early and and it ends at 9 and it's too late for me. But what I do think is that a lot of Japanese comedy that people outside of Japan see is just physical comedy. Like a lot of naked guys.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Slapstick.
Yeah, super slapstick, but it's not just that. Like there's like, there are comedians here that are like such crazy high level, like just speaking wise. I mean, as high as any other country, like, you know what I mean? So if you want to learn Japanese, like, I think comedy is a really good way to do it. And I don't think you should base Japanese comedy just off the slapstick stuff. Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Cool, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been 20 Minutes with Nick Niisan. Thanks for watching.